now now I can chat with you all. So whoever is watching, now you can also chat with me. That would be live chat. Okay, yeah. Now all messages will be visible to me. Just wait a minute. I'm just sending a reminder in the WhatsApp groups. We'll wait for people to join in. People are joining in right now. Okay, we have one viewer. Whoever has just tuned in, can you just tell me if okay, Divyanshi there. Hi Divyanshi. Okay, I'm audible. I just forgot to switch on the live chat. It was my first time doing this. So yeah, I'm just texting people on the WhatsApp groups and then we'll start. Okay, we have 5 viewers. Hi Akansha. Hi Ashika. Thank you so much, Dinesh. Thank you so much. More to go. It's just the beginning. 1000 subscribers. Giveaway, yeah, I will do that, but not anytime soon. Let me cross some more subscribers on YouTube and on Instagram. Okay. Hello everyone for those who have joined in. Welcome to today's session. And okay, people are joining in. So we'll be learning this. We'll be learning how to paint the loose five petal flower and a rose, which a lot of you have been asking me that you are not getting a good technique to paint rose. Yeah, hi Supriya, I'm doing good. Hi Pratibha, thank you so much Akanksha, thank you so much Divya. I hope all of you are doing good. It's been a long time since I came live, and I'll keep doing these sessions more often since YouTube Live is active for me now. And YouTube Live is way stable and better because this was the very one among the very first platform which introduced lives actually. So the live here is very stable. So I hope we will not face any network issues or anything. If we do, I can read the chat boxes. So you can just put whatever your queries or if you're not able to see anything in the chat box. Hi Ashika, I'm doing great. I hope all of you are staying safe and fine. Okay, now whoever is joining, just a quick check. If the audio is working and the video is clear, then once I switch my back camera, then you can tell me once again. Just do that. Sri Raksha is here. Hi Sri Raksha. I hope you're also doing good. Let me just switch the camera. Just give me 1 minute and then please tell me if everything is visible fine. Okay, so this is the setup which we have and it's in landscape mode. I hope that is not an issue with anyone because YouTube usually works in a landscape mode only. Now please tell me if the video is visible to you clearly. Thank you, Sri Raksha. Hi, Akriti Di. Thank you. Okay, Karthik says both are good. That's great. Let me just put a quick update on Instagram that I'm live. Meanwhile, please start commenting ready if you're all ready with the materials. So the supplies which I'm going to use here are Camlin's cakes, which are here. Camlin's watercolor cakes. Hi, Binny. Camlin's watercolor cakes I'll be using, and then I have a few round brushes. I also have a mob brush by Brustro, but I will not be using it because a lot of you might not have this one. Then we have these round brushes. So these are of not any particular brand. These are just common synthetic round brushes. I will be using this because a lot of you are not having good quality round brushes. They are very expensive actually for a beginner to buy. So I will be using the synthetic ones to teach you how it can be done with the very basic tools. Now everyone please start commenting ready once you're all set with the your art supplies. If you have your water jar handy and if you have everything in place, just let me know in the chat box. You can just start commenting ready. You know how the flow works. Let me just put an update on Instagram as well. Okay, I have not received ready from the participants. Please, can you comment once? Okay, ready. Vinny is ready. Divyanshi is ready. Raval Krishna is ready. Divyanshi is ready. Okay, great. Just give me 1 minute. I'll just post an update on Instagram and then we'll be starting. Okay, just give me a minute. Okay, guys. So first of all, we'll be starting the main page paper which I will be using here is Brustros 300 GSM paper. If you don't have it, you might not get similar results as what I am getting just because of the paper. It is 25% cotton and it's of 300 GSM A4 size. So I will be using this one. So if you do not have it, please don't worry. You can buy it later and then you can also see if they work good for you. If not, you can buy the Canson ones. Okay, I've posted an update on the Instagram. Let me just. Okay, guys. So first of all, what you have to do is. Okay, guys. Now the wait is over. We'll finally begin. Now, I would like to start off with teaching you the basic techniques of handling watercolors. So I will be taking a round brush size 6, you can say, yeah, size 6 we have, and some water I will be taking. This the focus is lost. The focus will be back once I adjust my tools over here. Yeah, the focus is back now. I've just tapped on my hand for the same. Yeah, now during the session, meanwhile, if anyone is facing any doubt, just text me on the live chat option and I'll be able to respond. Now I'm taking purple color with me, sorry, violet color with me. So you can take any of the color. This is just to for you to practice the petal. Now we'll be practicing a very rough, a round petal, round shaped petal, you can say. That will be a little bit rough, but it will not be perfect. It will have a lot of white spaces in the middle. So that is just a very basic round shape petal. So now just watch it carefully how I'm starting. Okay, we can zoom also here. That's great. Let me zoom in a little bit. Yeah, better. Perfect. So first of all, what you have to do is you have to make the shape of a round petal. Yeah, Vandana, the video will be saved, but it's better if you practice with me also so that if you have any doubts, you can ask me right away. So a lot of you, what you all will do is you all will paint the petal like this. But painting a petal like this is completely wrong. You're not supposed to make this one when we are making loose florals. There is always a room for having negative spaces in the same. So how do you have the negative spaces? So you have to define the shape first of all, and then what you have to do is you have to make some loose strokes like this, and you have to leave some white spaces here and there. So either it can be this open and then you can make a few petals coming out from there. So this can be your petal like this. So you can see over here the difference between these two. This one is a very rough shaped petal and this one is a very well defined petal. So we need to make sure that the 5 petal flower which we'll be making should have these white spaces. So I want you all to practice making this once. And also anyone please let me know if the video is working fine, if the screen is blur or anything, because I feel YouTube live is going very well. Touch wood. Okay, now I'll also practice with you guys. So first of all, the step is to define the area over here, and now we'll be making some strokes, and you have to make sure that there are white spaces available between the petal. Now it's up to you if you want to make the petal this fat or this thin. So the live session will be saved, so don't worry, you can also watch it later on as well. But I would recommend everyone who's watching to watch it till the end. It will just be for 45 minutes and you can also clear your doubts regarding whatever you have. So I'm just practicing it. So you can also just quickly practice with me. Now make sure that when you make the petal shape, it should be something like a trapezium upside down, or you can say, okay, let me just adjust the focus. Yeah. So we can also say that it can be an inverted funnel, you can say. Okay, the focus is going on and off because of the sheet which I'm using. So we'll try to keep an object which captures the focus throughout. Let me just zoom out once. Yeah, now I guess it will not go blurry. Just give me a minute. Yeah, okay. So we have to make sure that the petal shape which we are making should be something like an inverted funnel or an inverted cone, whereas the bottom part of the same should be a little narrow and the top part of this should be a little bit broader. So you need to make sure that this particular point is kept in mind whenever you are making a petal like this. So let us just do once again and then we'll come to make the flower over here. So I'm just making some straight lines but loose ones, and then I'm keeping in mind the white spaces also. Here didn't leave much. It's okay, sometimes it happens, but you make sure that you don't fill it entirely and you leave a lot of white spaces. So this is how our petal shape will look like. Now what we are going to do, everyone please comment understood. You can just comment, a thumbs up if you understood how we are making this petal and you understood the concept how I'm doing it. Now coming to the dilution of the color should not be too dilute, or it should not be too wet also, and it should not be too thick also. It should be in a medium consistency where you should be able to see the true shade of the color. That should be our main aim. So I'm just waiting for a thumbs up from the audience in the chat box in the live chat, and then we'll continue further. Meanwhile, I'll take my pencil and I'll keep it ready for the next one. Okay, people have started to comment. Yes, that's great. So now I'm using an HB 4H pencil to draw. So a lot of you ask, or a lot of you have a doubt that whenever you draw, you tend to leave certain marks on the sheet of paper. So that marks are because the pencil which you generally use to draw is a HB pencil. That means wherein H stands for harder and B stands for bold. So I'm using an H pencil, as you can see over here. I don't know why my camera is going out of focus again and again. Yeah, okay, it's back. So you can see I'm using a 4H pencil over here. So the higher H your pencil has, the lighter it will run. So you can see if I try to run my pencil, or if I try to just, move my pencil over here. Okay, Rachna is here. Hi Rachna, how are you? So now you can see this pencil is very, very light for me, and it is very easy for me to erase the same as well. So I am using an H pencil, 4H pencil, to draw the basic outline for the flower, or you can say the guideline for the flower. Now, how do I do it? If I am a beginner, I would prefer, or I would recommend you all to start with this trick. Please keep this one in mind. So how you have to do it is you just need to make a circle like this. It can be a freehand circle. No one will judge you about that. But just make sure it's very, very light. I'm making it a little darker so that it's visible. Make sure it's very, very light. It should be just for your help, you can say. Now after making that, you can just randomly cut two lines and find a center. You can just make a center of the circle. After defining the center, what you have to do is you have to make petals, and you need to make sure that all 5 petals which you make should be between equal distance and should be of equal size. Just make sure you make them very rough and light, because if you don't do this, if you want to paint it directly also you can, but a lot of beginners find it very difficult to get the proper shape, because some petals are short, some petals are tall. So that is one major issue or challenge which is faced by a lot of people. So what you can do is, I hope this is visible. So you can make a circle, and then within the circle you can find any random center. Like not a random center, but the center. You can actually come very close to finding the center. And then you can make the petals around it like this over here. So I made 5 different petals over here. Now after making the 5 different petals, we have one over here. Okay. So now we got our 5 petals over here. One, two, three, four, five. Now what I'm going to do next is I will be making this petal in each one of this. Now let me show you the final outcome before we begin so that there is no confusion on how we have to go about it. So you can see this one, this one, this one. So what I have done is I have made the petals in the same way, just that some white space are there, some are not. And then I've made it in such a way that the center should be white. So I would request you all to wait and see how I'm doing it, and then you all can continue doing the same. Now I'm just rinsing my brush. I'll take the purple color again. I'll just get the perfect consistency of the same. Okay. So here is my color. I'll just mix water so that I don't run out of color in between of painting the flower. Make sure you make sufficient color because it's very hard for you to get the same shade again if you run out of it in the middle. Okay guys, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make these, I'll just define the area where I have to make the petal first, and then I'll make certain white spaced petals in between like this. So there goes my first petal. Now again my second petal will start from here like this. Then my third petal will be somewhere here. So these guidelines will actually be really helpful for you to come up with a proper shape like this. So there goes my third petal. Now my fourth petal. Remember, rule number 1 is to define the space where you are going to make your petals and then proceed with the other things. Okay, that was my fourth petal. Now comes the fifth petal, which is over this side. Yeah. Now you can see I'm just leaving white spaces randomly, both the sides. Yeah. Now you can see there is some center space left. So quickly, while this one is wet, we'll take some green color. So I'm taking some green color. And now I'll just make some tiny dots here and there to fill the center. And you'll see that a few of your green color pigment will bleed through the other petals which are there. That is really good if it's happening. That will give it a more natural effect. So this is our 5 petal flower, a bit different one from the usual ones. This is a loose 5 petal flower. And I showed you the technique how I did was. So let us just have a walkthrough of how we did this. So step one was to make the petal like this with a lot of white spaces over here and on the top and bottom. And then step 2 was to make a circle first. Let me just do that over here again for you all. And people who want to learn rows, we'll be learning rows after we learn this one. So you have to wait until we do that. Okay, guys. So the second step was to create a rough circle. Now we need to find a center, so I can mark the center around here somewhere. Yeah. Now I'll be making 5 petals. 1, 2, 3. And I need to make sure that all of them are of almost equal sizes and are identical. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can just mark them roughly, and then the size will anyways be different. Yeah. So this will help you to get to here. As you can see over this one. Yeah. Now people please start commenting done in the live chat. Once you start commenting done, I'll be making the final composition over here. Like this one we'll be making together. and I'll teach you leaves after this so that we can put together the composition. So I'll just wait for the live chat's reply. Meanwhile, just make sure there's not too much paint in the paintbrush, because if there is too much paint in the paintbrush, what happens is that area will take a lot of time to dry first of all. Okay, Supriya commented a thumbs up. That means she has done it. So, what to do in case if you have any excess water in your, paintbrush? You always keep a tissue paper in handy. So, whenever you feel that there's too much of water in the brush, what you can do is, suppose if I have too much of water like this, so I can just touch it and the paper will absorb automatically. So you can see if there is too much of paint also in my paintbrush, I just need to dab it or just touch it so that it will soak the excess one. Now I can just do it 3 4 times and then I can move ahead with the whatever I was doing like this. So that is one trick which you need to take care of while you're doing it. Okay, I just received one reply. What about the rest? Okay, Divyanshi has also done. Supriya has also done. Okay, if the rest of you are watching, it's fine. You can also ask your queries in the mid if you have any. Okay, so now that I hope this was a sufficient time for you all to make that. Now what we are going to do is we will be making the final composition. So let us start. So I'll just make it a smaller one over here, you can say. So now as a beginner, I'll start. I'll make a circle over here first, like this. You just need to make a rough circle. It need not be perfect or something. And then you need to just define where your 5 petals are going to come, because it can be confusing for you. Try painting a 5 petal flower without the guidelines and you'll understand the difference why I am stressing on making this for you, because we don't keep a track of the space which you are using, and each petal needs a particular space to fit in and look good. So yeah. Now for the two flowers which we'll paint on the either side, so one is here. So what you have to do is we need to make a circle over here like this. Now, yeah, it will be very light because I'm using a light. I got my flower a little dark. It's okay. It's okay if your flower is dark. Okay, for those who are saying that the circle is dark, oh sorry, it's light, I'll just draw it with a black pen to show you the process and the method, you can say. So what I'm doing right now, Raja, is I am making a circle first, and within that circle I'm defining a center. I hope this is visible. Please reply in the comment. I guess it's Apurva or it's Raja, I don't know. Okay, so now I'm making the petals. I'm just making these petals to mark where my petal should end and where should I start my another petal. Okay, it's Ritik. Okay, hi Ritik. So Ritik, yeah. First I drew a circle. I did all this with a pencil over here. Now I just marked, 5 petals like this over here. And after this, I will make the petals. So now you can just watch it once and then you can start making it. Okay. Now what we'll do is so I'll make these loose white spaces in the mid, and make sure you keep the inverted funnel shape also upright. So that's my first petal, like this. Now we'll go with the second petal, that will be here. like this. Now we'll paint another one. Make sure to leave sufficient white spaces in the mid, like this. Then my fourth petal, it will be here. Now you can see the flower is coming out balanced. And if you try it randomly, it can come balanced, but you will need a good amount of practice for doing that. Okay, now this is my fifth petal, and you can see I've left some white space in the center. So what I'll do with this is I'll take some green color. You can take any green of your choice. I'm taking emerald green. It can be wet a little bit, and then you need to just make some dots in the center. Make sure the green is not too light. Over here it's too light actually, so I'll just take a more concentrated one, and yeah, leave some white spaces in the center also, guys. That is also very important. Okay, so I painted my first flower. Now I'll paint another one. Now I can choose orange color to make the other one. So I'm choosing orange color for making the other one. Now for the other one, it will be just behind this one. So we can also paint directly. So we'll be only needing 4 petals to be visible. That will be it. So there goes my first petal. This is very loose. You do not need to bother much about how your petal shape is coming, since it's a loose floral. Just make sure that they look identical in the shape. Like they should not be too small or too large. They should be identical in shape and sizes. So here, first of all, I'm defining the petal, and then I'm coming out with the other strokes like this. Yeah. Now once this is done too, let us just make another one over here. Now make sure you don't overlap that on the purple one, because the purple is above the orange flower. Yeah. And then for the last one, we'll just make some over here to make it look like there is one more petal beside. Yeah, there we go. This one is done. Now what do we need to do? We need to add some green color in the center. So we'll take some sap green or any green of your choice you can take. And you can add some small dots here and there. If you're able to make your color bleed through the petals, that's also great. Okay, so this one is done. Now we'll make the last flower. Manisha Srivastav is asking, do you work in portrait? What do you mean? Like, I do make portraits, yeah. You can check out my Instagram channel for my Instagram page for the same. I've posted a few of my work there. Now I'll use the which color is it? Okay, it's crimson. I'm using the crimson color for this side. So we can start with the first petal. Over here. Then my second petal will be over here. Third petal will be here. And fourth one will be here. Yeah, so now that I have defined it, it will be much easy for me to work on the same. So there goes my petal. Now here. Then on this side a little bit. Now make sure it doesn't overlap the purple one, because the purple one is in front. And then a few strokes over this side, and we are done. Now for the center, you know what to do. For the center, we'll be making the green dots. You can also use a smaller brush for the same to make some green dots in the center if you're making it a little messy with a bigger brush. So we got our three flowers in line. You can see they're of identical sizes. Even though the petals aren't identical, it's no issue, not an issue. And also, yeah, this is done. Now we can make some leaves around it. So I'll start by making the leaf with a smaller size brush. This is size 1 brush, which I'm taking size 1 round brush because we need thin stems coming out. So one stem can come out from this side over here, and another one can come out from this side. A few can be here, then here, and then you can make certain loose leaves over this side. Now to make a leaf, what you need to do, just watch this also carefully. We'll be learning the very basic of a leaf. So you can either just move your brush and pull it out to make leaf in one go. How I did it is I just pressed my brush, I dragged it, and then I lift it up. So you can see I got a very thin leaf. If not, I can make one C shape, another C shape, and then I can fill it in. And I got a leaf. So that's what I will do over here. I'll make small leaves in a two-stroke manner. One stroke over this side, one stroke here, another one here. Just make sure you be precise while you make the leaves. I'm using sap green to make the leaves. If you want to make your leaves long or short, that's up to you. And a few over this side. One over here. One over here. Over here, and one last. Okay, now we have a few more. Okay, one is here. Just a few more to go, and then our composition will be completed. Just be very precise while you add your leaves. The leaves can overlap the flowers, that's not an issue. Meanwhile, if you have any doubts, let me know. Yeah, we are done. If you want, you can make a few leaves over here, like just loose ones. Directly you can make them. One over this side, one over this side, and same for here. There you go. After this, we'll be learning the rose. So you can see how with the help of the basics, we have successfully done this one. Please comment done, or just a thumbs up in the live chat if you were able to catch up with me, and if you have already completed it. If not, I can't wait for a longer time because like if we wait for everyone to finish, that will take us too much time. So I'll just give you a few minutes. I'm waiting for your reply, guys. Thank you, S. Mohana Priya. It's looking great, well done. Thanks for reading. Yeah, thank you, Raval Krishna. And just wait for a few more minutes, and I'll be teaching you a very beautiful technique to paint this rose. Because, like, after practicing a lot of times and after failing a lot of times, I came up with this technique. So just stay tuned for a little more time, and we'll be painting a beautiful rose. Let me just delete the previous live actually. A lot of people might be confused actually. Okay, I'm unable to delete it as of now. Let us keep it like that. Okay, people have done this. That's great. Now let us just move on with the next one. Okay, now we are going to paint the rose step by step. So guys, for the rose, I'm keeping it here so that if anyone wants to still do it. After the live ends, it will be on YouTube. Yeah, it will still be on YouTube, so don't worry about it. You can also choose the color combination. So like here I chose purple, orange and magenta. And here I chose red, magenta and orange. So the color combination is up to you. You can play with it. Now comes the rose. So let me tell you a very basic concept that is involved in making a rose first of all. So for the rose actually, okay, let me take a fresh sheet. That would be better. I'm just keeping it here. I'm just taking out my rose. Meanwhile, you can share this live with your friends because the rose which we are going to learn will be super creative and easy. So you can share this link or you can share this live in your WhatsApp groups if you have any. And you can ask your friends to just watch it and they can learn it afterwards anytime. Okay, I have taken a fresh sheet. Now we'll be learning a rose. So I came up with this technique wherein for a rose, first of all, the center is always loaded or the center is always heavy. So this will be marking the center. Now there is an odd even game. So there are three petals in the start. Then there are five petals after the same. And then it goes on. So you can make the odd number of petals and your rose will go on. Between two petals, you need to make one petal. That is one rule which you need to keep in mind. Between two petals, there should be one. So this will be your basic structure of a rose. So this is our basic structure wherein this is the center. Don't mind my handwriting, like it's okay. The it is blur. Let me try zooming in. Divyanshi, let me know if this is fine now. Let me know. Then there are three petals. Divyanshi, is it fine now or is it still blur? Can anyone else tell me? Five petals. And then there is the odd even game. Odd even system. By odd even system, okay, Binny Arora, can you tell me if this one is blurry or is it visible properly? So first there is a center petal, then there are three. There is the center, then there are the three petals which defines or which gives you a foundation for making a rose. Then there are five petals, and there is an odd even system wherein you make only odd petals, and in between two petals you make one petal. That you need to make keep in mind that between in between two petals you make one petal. So this point you need to keep in mind. I'm just making it. Composition looks amazing. Thank you so much, Binny. I'm glad that you liked it. Now we'll be making one over here, the rose. So we'll be starting with the center. Okay, I don't know how much is my video lagging. Let me just check it myself where I have reached. Okay, yeah, it's blur actually. Let me just zoom in. Yeah, it should better now. Focus, yeah. So please take a screenshot of this. Okay, yeah, now you can, now it's better. You can take a screenshot of the same. And now we'll start by making the center. Okay, it's good now. Okay, now we'll start with the center, guys. So for the center, what we always do is, so for the center, we start by making some random C shapes like this. So you remember making the petal. So you have to make these. Okay, the focus is going again and again. Let me just zoom out. Yeah, now this should be visible. Yeah. Now what you have to do after this is your central side. Now after you're done with the center, I'm just repeating the center. You have to just make some random C strokes like this. After you're done with this, you need to make certain bigger strokes, and you need to make just 3 strokes like this. Now these are our 3 strokes which I am talking about. So this was our center which is here. Then there are 3 strokes. This 3 strokes will lay the foundation. So let me just mention over here, that is step 1, step 2. Now for the step 3, what we are going to do is, let me just rinse my brush and take some more color. So step 1 I'll do again. This is the center, and then the 3 strokes which we need to make the 3 petals. Now after this, you need to rinse your brush and don't just don't absorb the water or soak the water anywhere, and start making those 5 petals here and there randomly with making these C strokes at a random way. And you just need to go circular all the way around like this, and you'll get your rose. Just a very basic loose rose this is. There are a lot of different techniques, but this is the basicest of all of them to make a rose. So this is our step 3. Yeah, Benny, sometimes it's blurry because the focus, since I'm using the white page, so the camera is unable to capture the focus and it makes everything blurry. So that's why it is blurry. I hope you understand the reason. So these are the 3 steps which you need to follow while making a rose. Now, the more loose and the more sharp you make the edges of the petal, the more beautiful your rose will come out. So let us start by making a rose over here in the center. So now watch it carefully. I'm repeating the entire process in the final step. So I'll make a little bigger rose. So I'll start by making some rough strokes. I'll leave some white space also in the middle. Now once that is done, I'll make that 3 petals over here. The 3 won't suffice. Now after this is done, you just need to dip your paintbrush into water, and you can connect a few petals with each other. That is up to you. And the more, so if you are going outwards, you can dilute the color. You can take more and more water. So I'll take a little bit more water, and then I'll go out like this. You need to leave white spaces in the middle also, then only it will look good. So I'm diluting my color and I'm making it blurred coming out. I'm leaving a lot of white spaces also in the middle. So it's very loose. First of all, there is no particular way to do it. Every time it will come different. And now I'm quite satisfied with the shape, so I'll stop. Now I can just blur some petals and strokes. Like there are too much white spaces or too many white spaces in the center. So I'll just remove a wet brush around the center, and I'll make sure that the petals are well merged. Yeah. Now we need to let this dry completely. Once this dries, we will be going further ahead with the same. So we have to make certain details and then we'll be done. So you all can also make it. Meanwhile this dries, we can make the leaves around it. So let me make the leaves around the same. I'll use again the sap green for the same. Now one leaf line can go from this side to here. Then I can make some leaves over here. I'm using the same brush because we need a little bigger leaves on this one. I'm making some leaves over here. Now I can make a few, one or two more over this side. So there goes my first and the second. Yeah. Now after this, we can make one more over this side. So it can come till here. Now I can make the petals over this side. And two leaves over this side. So we are done with the leaves also. Now I'll wait for you guys to catch up. I'll wait for 1 or 2 minutes. Then you can do it in the background. We just need to add a little more details in the center and no in the rose, and then we'll be done. This rose is also looking complete only, but if we add a few more details, it will look a little more good. Okay, now can anyone comment in the live chat if they are done? Just please do that once. Now what I'm going to do, that is the last final touch up for the rose. So I'll take some color in my paintbrush and I'll make certain strokes like this here and there. One here, inside and outside, anywhere you can make it. Yeah, so we are defining some more petals actually. Now that we have done defining it, now we can rinse our paintbrush and we can blur them. Blurring them means you can fade them with the center. So you can take a lot of water and you can fade them like this. So as you can see, we are fading them. Just make sure you don't overlap the white spaces. You just need to fade them like this. Just make the white spaces as they are. I've just used a little bit of water to define the petals, and now you can see our rose is done. So this one came out a bit darker, this one was lighter. So the choice is up to you. You want, if you want to keep it dark or light. So as I said, that the rose will come out different each time you make it. So just make sure you have the perfect consistency in mind as to how you have to make the rose. Now you can use these in a lot of different places. So you can use this rose. Let me just bring this up. Yeah, you can use this rose in any cards. You can make a rose of different sizes. You can come up with different compositions on your own. And there are a lot of different uses, if you ask me, for making this rose. You can use this in brush lettering if you do that, or you can make Christmas cards for the same if you want to gift it to someone, and a lot of different things. That is on your creativity. How will you utilize it? Now, I want to hear from you guys in the comments if you are able to catch up and if you are done with it, because I'm done with the rose, and that is what I've planned for this live. There will be more such lives in the coming future, so just keep practicing, keep me posted. I will be teaching different art forms, and you can also stay tuned on my Instagram page as in what you want to learn next. Also, in the suggestions right now, you can tell me what would you like to learn next from me in the next YouTube live, and let me know if the session was fun. If you enjoyed painting with me, I would be more than happy to receive your feedbacks. So just take out 1 minute, just stop whatever you're doing. You can, the session will be saved, so you can do it later also. Just leave a feedback, and so that I can see how the session was for you guys. Okay, Supriya says it was awesome. Thank you so much, Supriya. Okay, what about the rest 8 people who are still with me? We started the live with 15 people. That was a good one as my first uh, YouTube live. Okay, guys, you can still post the comment and I'll be receiving them later on. So, thank you so much, guys. That was it for today's session. Just give me a minute. I'll just shift the camera. Okay. So yeah, guys, that was it. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed these sessions. Please teach more watercolor florals. Yeah, so I'll come up with more such compositions which are easy, because we can't cover everything in one go. So we'll just start with the basics. So in today's session, we covered very basics of the florals. So yeah, guys, that was it, and thank you so much everyone for tuning in. Stay tuned for more tutorials. Do subscribe my channel if you haven't for more such updates and videos. And do check out my Instagram page I did today. You can always DM me on WhatsApp or DM me on Instagram. I'll be more than happy to share it with you all. So stay safe, stay happy, guys. Keep practicing, keep making art. Bye, guys.